I get them in the evening too. I get the blues in the morning. How about you? I get that lonely, lonely feeling they call the New London Blues. I get the lonely, lonely feeling they call the New London Blues.
Hello. Welcome to another exciting lot evening. I'm in a really weird mood today, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. As you know, this is the LOT show, and I'll give you the spiel for 1,674 times. LOT is a group called that represents looking out for the taxpayers. And we look out for taxpayers mainly in New London, but we'll go anywhere. We'll send Eric anywhere in Connecticut that you may need him. And we meet every second and fourth Wednesday of the month at the Senior Center at 7 o'clock in New London. And you can come down, hang out, listen, talk, yell, but not too loud. And if you want to vote on stuff, because occasionally we do that, it'll cost you $10 a year to be a member, which is a great deal.
If you can't afford less than $1 a month, you don't.
Yeah, and you can't afford it. It'd be maybe one.
There's just too much.
That was Eric, by the way, that you just saw a second ago. There he is.
They see me on Tuesday. They know who I am. We don't have a thing this Tuesday though.
Tuesday. Oh, we don't have a show Tuesday?
No. Don't we have something on? Because it was the day before Thanksgiving, so we don't have a meeting the day before Thanksgiving. We were going to do something, or is that?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to have a meeting.
I can't remember.
I can't either.
So
I gotta have.
Maybe that's before Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Somebody out there from the group that is more on top of this than we are, please call us.
You're just the chairman.
Yeah, I'm just a co-chair. Yeah, what the hell do I know? Yeah, that's right. I think we were going to have it on Tuesday.
But is that before? I thought we were having
Before
something on Tuesday.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, because we.
Well, how are we going to do that exactly?
I don't know, because the senior center was going to be closed on Wednesday night, so we were going to have it down.
No, we can't do Tuesday. Listen to us. We're talking like a couple of idiots.
No.
Tuesday we can't. We don't got any room at the senior
No.
center.
We were going to have it at Copperwoods.
Yeah. Have you folks been to Copperwoods? See, I don't even know if I'm supposed to do this. I'm going to do it anyways. You got to go down to Copperwoods.
Food is.
Okay, you guys, you have a savior. Karen's here to explain it all.
Oh, good.
Right, Super K. Hey, Super K, lay it
Hey.
on us.
Tuesday, did you check at Copperwoods?
No, but I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. That's what we decided, though.
I can't hear.
Okay, so Tuesday at 7 o'clock at Copperwoods will be our normal LOT meeting, and we're going to be discussing what, Super K?
The holiday party and some of the stuff that's coming up next year.
All righty, there you go. You have it from Karen. What's going on?
I hope somebody heard. I'm glad you heard her because I didn't hear her.
Well, it's basically we're going to have the meeting this coming Tuesday.
Yep.
Down at Copperwoods, and it's going to be about the Christmas party, Karen?
The holiday party, yeah.
Christmas party?
Yes.
Not holiday party.
Whatever you want to call it.
All right, let's keep it American, please.
That's right.
Christmas party and then other things coming up during the course of the year.
Yeah.
It probably won't be a real long meeting unless some people want to just keep talking and talking.
Yes.
But, other than that, and Karen is she's a big help to the group. She always listens to this stuff and corrects us when we need correcting.
No.
Anything else, Karen? What's going on? What's happening in the senior center?
Oh, we're supposed to get a new director starting Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they live in New London?
No.
Oh, well, that would be a big help.
Yeah.
Do they always do that? Do they always get somebody from out of town?
No, but you know.
They're not related to anybody in the council or anything?
No, I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
so.
All right. What about the Board of Ed? They related to
I don't
anybody
think
there?
so.
Oh, okay.
She's from Glastonbury.
You're pushing it tonight.
I've been
God,
I've
since
been
it-
hanging around you way too long.
All
right, Karen, you got anything else for us?
No, not right now, but, you know, it depends on what you talk about. I might call
Alrighty.
you back later.
Call back if you want.
Okay.
All right, bye.
All right, so,
Bye-bye.
well, since you're in such a jovial mood, this isn't
Jovial?
regarding LOT, but I have breaking news, and I received this on the over the emails regarding Hillary Clinton, and if you want to see what she looks like, isn't she just lovely? I will not run in 2016 due to a brain tumor I found during my recent colonoscopy.
Oh, jeez. You talk about me. That is not the view of the LOT group, by the way, folks. Because we do have Republicans and Democrats, but why any Democrat would want to vote for this woman is way beyond me, especially if you're a woman. And you can call up and scream at me if you like, but seriously, I mean, when you take money from countries that do nothing but degrade women, it doesn't send the right message as far as I'm concerned.
She liked what Bruce Jenner did to herself, so that's what she's going to do next.
She's going to turn herself into a man?
Yeah.
She's not a man?
Yeah, her name's going to be Bill.
Oh, man, are we in trouble. You know, I don't know. I don't even want to get started about
Okay.
her. I mean,
So what
my
else you got?
brain's
This
hurting
is
now.
you were supposed to have Bill
Okay.
on Bill Cornish on tonight.
Yeah, Bill
Why did
Cornish is
he?
supposed to be on here with me, but as usual, he stiffed me. And
Oh.
I'm going to get even.
Okay.
Oh, boy, am I going to get even. But I want to, well, all right. I tried to get some stuff out of the paper today. I didn't bring any newspaper with me because I don't want to be like other hosts and read out of a newspaper. But, so I copy it out.
That's right. You
There's a
take it
big
from
difference.
from the internet.
Makes me feel smart. But this coalition seeks to create New London Economic Development Roundtable. So we're going from a long table to a short table to podiums, and now we're going to have official roundtable. Now, this roundtable coalition, which hosted representatives from about 75 organizations. 75. That's got to be one hell of a table.
This is all in New London?
And they met at Fort Trumbull Conference Center.
I had no idea we had 75 organizations in
Well,
New
no,
London.
they're not all from here. And by the way, as it goes on, it says, "This is a time of getting ready," said Tammy Daltrey, the city's director of office development and planning, who incumbent Mayor Michael Passero announced Thursday would be staying on in his new administration.
That's good because Tammy's a good worker. She's a hard worker, and
I wasn't too keen on her in the beginning, but she's kind of growing on me.
But
so.
you know, during the blizzard this past January, she was at the fire department like 48 hours, 72 hours, or something like that.
I honestly believe during those snowstorms, if the mayor, who will be an ex-mayor very soon, had kept his nose out of it and let, how do you say Tim's last name, Tim Hansen?
Yeah, is it Hanser?
I'm not sure. But the director of public works.
Yeah.
If he just stayed out of it and let Tim, I guess, and Tammy, let them do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
That's their territory.
Right.
Instead of getting in there and trying to be the big star of the night. You know, I think things might have run better. I could be wrong.
Well,
but-
you could say that for almost
Oh, yeah.
80%
You could say
of the
that for
things
the
that
fire
went for the past
department,
4 years.
the police
If he kept his
department.
nose out of a lot of stuff, did what he's supposed to do as mayor and let the department heads run their departments?
I mean, you keep an eye on your department heads.
Absolutely, but you don't
and if
micromanage
they do
everything.
Something that you see, this is the way I picture it as a mayor. If you see your department heads doing something that's detrimental to the citizens of your city or your town, then you speak up. You don't go in and take over. You speak up. You bring that department head into your office and say, "What the hell you doing? This is not good. This isn't going to help any of us."
He should have taken
And
some.
if they give you any crap, then you fire them and you get somebody
Yeah,
else.
but he should.
you don't go in there and
He
run
should have
it.
taken some. Watch Blue Bloods. a little bit
I've
more.
never seen that
Oh,
show.
fabulous show. And Tom Selleck hands it to the mayor all the time in that city. But he manages that police department, the commissioner of police.
You know,
He's
it's just a show, right?
It's a show, but it just, he takes responsibility for what he's supposed to do. And he stands up for his department, and the
Well, I
mayor
have
backs
to give,
off.
I have to
And
give the mayor credit. He always took credit for what he did. Unfortunately, a lot of things he did, I wouldn't have took credit for. But we'll see.
so, but what happened about the $4,000?
Oh, well, that got pushed off to the next council. Everything got pushed off to the next council because nobody wants that's on this council wants to make that decision right now. But most of the people around the council now are going to be there in the next one. There's only got 3 new people coming in,
That's right.
and they're all Democrats.
Well, let's see.
And, you know, I don't know.
All right, so let me ask you something. If they okay whatever he wanted to get, the extra 6 months instead of the 4,000, does the new mayor have a right to sign off of that or veto that?
The new mayor, if my understand's right, can veto that.
Okay.
He can shoot it down. Now, the council has to vote on whether they're going to accept it because it involves money. That's the main role of the council is they're the purse of the city. They vote on how the money's going to be spent.
Now does
I mean, I think if it's like real small amounts, they don't bother. But when you get over a certain amount, it's
well
their
yes.
responsibility. So when the mayor sends them something that says, "Hey, I want to spend this amount of money on this certain project or whatever," they can turn around and say, "No, we don't think so." And then they
Is
shoot
he
it
all
down.
set to go?
Who, the mayor?
Yeah, Mike. Is
I
he
don't know
all?
if Mike's all set to go. I know he's moving kind of fast, and they did say something at the council meeting, and it was kind of off.
Does he
off
have a
mic. He claims he has people in mind that he's going to put
in mind? So
places.
nobody's
Yeah.
been hired or
Well,
preparing.
No, he hasn't mentioned who. But trust me, he knows who he's going to put where.
Now, is the salary of the mayor, has that changed or is that
No,
still the same?
That's still the same.
Okay.
See, another thing with the salary is every year, or I mean a year before the election, the council is supposed to vote on a salary for the mayor. They didn't do that this past time.
No. So
I don't even know if they remember they had to do that. Because you know why? Because most of them don't even have a charter in front of their face.
they don't know what yeah, well,
You know?
they probably don't even know what's
And I
going
hope
on.
these 3 new people coming in, I hope they got a charter in front of them. We're sitting at their little podium thing, you know?
Doubt it.
Well, then they're going to make mistakes. But with the mayor thing now, if they vote to give it to him, the only reason they're doing that is because they want to be nice guys. You know, they want to, say, well, and it's in a way, it's thanking the mayor for all the good things he did for the city. Figure that one out.
I'm
so-
glad you said that.
well, come on, I'm being real here. When I spoke at the council meeting, I said, hey, it's nothing personal. It's politics, and it's my money and everybody behind me money, and even you guys' money that we're talking about here, and you just want to give it away.
That's got to stop. That's what was mentioned in the basically in the paper also, that they've got to come up with a plan to curb spending.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You can't just throw it away. I mean, the city doesn't have it. You have to. Everybody goes through a budget in their houses, and that's the way the city should be run.
What I was going to say a little bit ago was when they were talking, I think it was Nolan that mentioned this about they've already been getting together as a group on what they're going to do, and I love it the way they act secretive, like we haven't made that decision yet, but everybody in town knows what the hell the decision is. Like I said to Mike Tranquita, I said, so you're going to be pro Tepon? Well, if it gets voted like that, I will be. I said, Richardson's going to be council president? Well, we haven't really made a decision yet. I said, who are you kidding? We all know. We all know how it's going to go down. If it doesn't go down that way, well, then they were throwing us off on purpose. But, so hey, it will be what it will be.
Why isn't Nolan going to be president, considering he's one of the longest one on the council now?
Yeah, but I don't think Nolan can do it because of his job. And
that was
the other thing. Wait a minute. There's no relation to the fact that he's a cop or in the union. I'm just saying that the time it takes to be a council president and to work as a police officer.
I wouldn't be
could
surprised if
clash.
he said no, thank you.
Well, that's probably why he would say that, is because he doesn't have the time to put into it what it was required. Richardson, I don't know if she's working. You know.
Yeah, she works. She works in New Haven.
She does? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You're right. She does. Well, I don't know how she's going to pull it off.
She takes the train down, I think it was every day. I mean, this lady is a worker. You have to give her credit.
Okay, well, then it'd be interesting to see how that all pans out, and something changes between now and then. But the fact is that they're already meeting as a group, you know, which they can do legally, because you know they're all Democrats. So I think they have to announce that they're going to meet as a majority. I believe it is. If they're going to meet someplace to talk business.
That's a little.
Well, I mean,
There's
when I
no
say
minority. There's
well,
nobody
no,
there.
I
They're
mean,
all Democrats.
I meant a certain number.
Yeah.
You know, like 7 people, so it would have to be, if there's 4 more people meeting someplace to discuss city business, it has to be put in the paper or wherever, letting people know that they're meeting, is what
Okay.
I'm getting at. Where was I before you interrupted me? All right, this coalition, we'll get back to that. Now, I found it interesting, and here's one of the things, okay, we're fast becoming a regional school district. It says School Superintendent Manuel Rivera, and we're working to fundamentally improve the quality of our education. Rivera says New London currently has about 3,200 students enrolled, with 500 of these coming from towns outside the city. So there's, what,
2,700.
2,700 people from the
Let's
city?
stop right there for a second. Before
I
this,
knew you were going to stop me.
before this even started, we had over 3,000 kids in New London. Now, where did they go?
Well,
I thought the number was somewhere in like 3,300 or more. And
these numbers change all the time.
I know, and I know that a lot of kids will change schools. So, if one school needs to hold back a child, the parents say no way. So they switch schools and they try to play a game.
How many?
But I thought we had like 3,300 kids in the New London school system before the magnet school
Now,
situation
do they
started.
count the Catholic schools?
No, this is public school.
Okay, so how many kids do we have going there? And I bet I don't want to get into the race thing, but
No, it's not a race situation.
well, no,
It's
because
a-
I keep flashing back to when Adam Nowski was here and they were talking about the magnet school system and how he came out and said, for this to work, you have to bring back and enroll 25% white kids into the school system.
25% white kids?
Yes, basically he was trying to get all the people, because you have to admit, most of the kids that go to these Catholic schools or go out of town to other schools are mostly white.
Okay.
The parents here don't want them in the school system. There are some that do, so don't go saying I said everybody. But there's a lot of them that send them out of here because they don't.
Right.
They don't feel.
Well, they don't feel the school system is very
Exactly.
good.
So part of the plan is that they try to get them to come back into our school system, and that's where for every kid from New London that is in the school, the state will give us $3,000
Per child.
per child.
Okay, so we have to have 25% of the children from out of town.
Yeah, and we have to have 25% of the.
You're saying what
of
they're
the-
saying though, we already have it then basically.
Yeah, that's one figure. The other figure is 25% of the white students that
can't-
don't go here, that don't go to these schools now, to get them back.
Right.
You have to have them in there.
What if they don't? What if
I
they?
don't know.
Oh,
If they don't, then everything falls apart. Then we pay more money. This is all conditions, some of the conditions, and there's a lot more than that are required of us to do in order for us to be reimbursed for this money. Now, I'm hearing things now. But, so it says projections for 2023, however, show enrollment jumping to 4,300, with 1,100 or so coming from outside the district.
Did
Now-
you say 2023?
Yeah, I probably won't be here then.
7 years?
Yeah, I probably won't be here.
Where are you going to be?
Oh, somewhere other than here, I'm sure.
Let's see, 7 years. I've got I probably.
How can they
maybe
project 7
I,
years?
I have
Come
no
on.
idea. I mean, come on.
Let's be real here.
It's, well, Adam Waskey did such a fabulous job in Bridgeport and Windham counties.
We can't get past hiring people to come into our city, doing roundtable discussions, doing this discussion, doing that discussion. Oh, now I'm going to forget what I have to say. Good evening, you're on LOT.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, I have a question for you guys.
Didn't you call before?
It's super good.
Karen, can
Yes,
you speak
but-
up, please, a little louder? For some reason, I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, well, you're pretty soft on this end, too.
You tell me what she says.
I have a question. You know I'm not a fan of the magnet schools.
She's not a fan of the
But-
schools.
The whole concept is that you're going to recruit kids from other school districts to come here, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but didn't the coach up in Berlin just get because he recruited kids to come play football in Berlin?
What happened? What happened? Run that by me again.
I believe it's Berlin. The coach had recruited kids to come that were out of district to come play football, to make the Berlin team.
Did he get in trouble?
He either got suspended or fired.
Well, see, that's
Berlin
is-
lost
is-
their.
Suspended, plus they pulled all the winning games of Berlin off of them, so the ECC champions now have gone up in the air and come down, and all of the standings had to be refixed because they took all the wins away from Berlin.
Was that when was
Wow.
that? This year?
That was like yesterday.
2 days ago.
Wow. Well,
Well,
didn't
You
So
would
my
know- you
question
would know
is-
more about
I didn't read it.
I don't think you're allowed
I don't
to do
follow
that.
local sports.
I don't think you're allowed to do that in high school.
No, you're not.
you're-
And,
you're
that's what got
technically-
I think
Wait a minute.
Cochran in
What's
trouble.
that, Karen?
I said I'm not saying that he was right or wrong. I'm just saying he got, suspended because he recruited kids from other districts to come
Right.
play football. But
Well, that's
the whole
wrong.
premise of the magnet school system is to recruit kids from other districts to come to school here.
Yeah, but it's not sports we're talking.
What's the difference?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
What's the thing?
Well, she's saying that the superintendent of schools
Oh.
here is saying we need to recruit kids from other schools. But Karen, I don't think that's going to become a problem because
Well,
by
that-
2023, other towns are going to have their own schools and probably magnet.
You've got the magnet school already in Ledyard, the agricultural magnet school. You've got magnet schools in Groton already. I think Waterford wants to do something.
Norwich wants to do
Nor-
something.
I
And then you
can't
got charter
understand.
schools.
I don't even know anymore the difference between a charter school and a magnet school.
Charter school, I think, is private. Is
No.
charter-
No.
Voice,
charter
is
schools
charter
are not
school
private.
private?
No, it's not because I
I
remember
have
these
no idea.
commercials.
No, I
from-
know there's a difference, but anyway.
Yeah.
I just thought I would throw that into the pot.
Well, thank you. Let's stir it up a little more.
Yeah, they want us to be the only
Magnet School District.
district.
Why do we have to be first? We can't even take care of the kids that are here.
Because we take so much money from the state that we
And
that
where does
we
the
are
state
the
get their
official
money?
Money
guinea
grabbers.
pigs of Connecticut.
Where does the state get their money?
Federal government.
From us.
Well, not all of it.
Where does the federal
that's,
government get their money?
That's something I'm going to bring up shortly here about our.
Oh,
And the
okay.
other
Then I'll
thing is-
hang up and let you bring it up.
All righty.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
The
That's a-
other
that's a good point.
situation is the state can always pull back if they look what they're doing to the hospitals, taking money back, and they could always pull back if the plan is that we need to cut spending in the state. We got to get the
Are they taking back the money or
I'm-
are they charging them more?
from the hospitals.
Yeah,
they're taking back
They're
$250 million. They want to cut from giving to
Okay,
the
I thought they were
hospitals, or
charging them
something
more.
like that. But no, the hospitals would have to charge. I mean, and that's the other thing. You think your insurance right now is bad. Wait till next year. They're saying it's going up
Oh.
3 times. I mean, this
is.
whole situation
I-
is a mess.
I want to get through this coalition thing. I wrote some notes on it.
All right.
Okay, so
Go
it
ahead.
says,
Next.
the city is in the middle of spending nearly $200 million to upgrade its educational facilities. All right, folks, reality check. Can anybody out there call in and tell me how much money that you folks voted to allow our government in the city to bond? Anybody remember the figure?
187 million?
No. Less.
167?
Around there.
I knew it was a 7.
Now, and this ain't the first time I've heard this figure. I've heard it out of Passero's mouth.
Right.
I've heard it out of the superintendent's mouth. Now we're up to 200 million. That's odd. Where's that other 33 million coming from?
Well, not only that, how much work has been done on the high school?
And do you think 200 million is actually going to be all you're ever going to pay for these magnet schools?
No.
That ain't even going to be enough to build them all or to do what they want to do. The brand new high school is going to cost $80-something million.
I'll bet you that's even a wrong number.
It's probably be over. We'll go over like Jennings. You know, this stuff you got to think about when you go and you vote on these kind of things. You got to say to yourself, and none of these people on the council, including some Republicans that were there at the time and before when they were talking about this stuff, they throw this stuff out at you, but they don't tell you everything that's involved in it.
Well, and is Jennings a magnet school?
Well, they want to turn it into one. Right now, it's a dual
They
language
built
school,
a whole school.
which, by the way, is having problems because a lot of the kids in there cannot speak English.
Well, it's not my fault.
So you're teaching them something in their own language, which is great for them. I mean, they become educated in their own language. But now, if you don't teach them how to take that and turn it into English, which is what the world pretty much uses when it comes to business, then what good is what you're teaching them?
That's why a lot of teachers have quit Jennings. Jennings is a problem school, and I don't even know if they want to admit anything like
Well,
that.
some of them don't. Some of them. We saw it at the debates.
Right.
Some of them don't want
Right.
to admit it. So let's
But
see.
we know that Nathan Hale and the other Winthrop are doing fine.
Yes, they are.
Jennings is a disaster, and that's why nobody wants to teach
Well,
there.
the main problem with it is, I really think, is the language barrier. It's like where I work. You have so many different languages, and when I put up a wet paint sign, only people that speak English know what that sign is and know what it means. And a lot of the people that work there do not speak the language. So they're going to come in and they're going to put their hand on the door to open it, and then they look at their hand, they got paint all over it, and they're wondering why. And I got signs all over the place, but they don't understand what they're reading. So, I don't know. But anyways, back to the round table. We're never getting out of this round table. I'm not stupid.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so it says here, along the way, the school system is forging partnerships with a variety of other institutions, including the Goddard Arts Center, which, by the way, folks,
That's another
that's another thing where the state gave the Goddard Arts Center
30
no, they gave 31,
One?
$32 million.
Right.
And they were supposed to become part of the school system here. And now they're claiming that they need another 8-point-something million to complete the whole project that they want to do. And they're going to work on the theater first, and then whatever's related to students.
That's just stealing
is,
from.
is going to be
yes.
last, and that's
Right.
probably going to cost $8 million or something. Okay, and they also say that Mitchell College and Connecticut College and U.S. Coast Guard Academy are involved. The way I'm reading this is, how is Mitchell College and Connecticut College giving us anything for this? Are they just going to give us people to come in and talk to us, or are they going to actually give us some money?
I thought also that what I thought I read that something was going to be done very soon or within the next few years regarding the Coast Guard Museum and things like that. So are they involved with what they're doing with the school system as well?
They do. The Coast Guard and the colleges, the students from all three do contribute, what do they call it when they give time to the community? community service time. Actually, the students in the high school are supposed to do that too. I don't know if they do. Some do. It says here also about 650 of those hired, and this is about EB now, were relocated from other parts of the country, and more than 100 now reside in New London. So EB is saying that we have 100 people that now reside in New London that work at EB. We probably had more than that over the years, but a lot of them no longer are there. They've had layoffs or they had whatever. Now, she said EB expects to hire between 200, and the only reason I bring this up because they were part of the people at the round table. She said that EB expects to hire between 250 and 400 people locally every year for the next 3 to 5 years. That sounds great, don't it? But what is local?
It does, yeah.
What's locally?
Local?
Yeah, locally. What do you
New
think
London and surrounding towns.
Surrounding towns, New London. How many people do you think are going to get hired from New London? Most of these are young people that are going to the facility.
Right.
On
So how many
Pequot
people
Avenue.
from New London?
It doesn't say.
I don't know, 3?
Hey, all right, that's enough of the round table crap. We got a round
This-
table and we don't got 75 people. All right, so I want to get to something here, Malloy. Now, he just took, or he's about to take, refugees from another state that refused to take them. And everybody's asking, why is he doing this? Why is he going to bring Syrian refugees to New London when we have our own problems in there? Yeah, besides being stupid. Now, and I think it's very simple. I mean, come on. Why would he do that? Because he needs money. You know how much money this government's going to spend on relocating these people from Syria? We're talking billions of dollars. So my theory is, if you want to bring refugees in, these are some of the things you need to do. One, they need to have a sponsor. That's not going to only be their sponsor, but that's going to put them up in their house. That's going to pay for their bills. That's going to pay for their medical bills. And everything the government will give them, that family will pay. I wonder how many would get then. Because that's what they're asking. You got people out there that are calling people like myself, and maybe you, I'm not sure, and Lee Elsey, who is a very good company to be in, that we're bad people. We're bad people because we don't want to bring in Syrian refugees into our state. Well, you folks out there that call me bad and other people bad, have you looked at yourself lately? Have you asked yourself how you can go to sleep at night? Yeah. You're scaring me. Stop that. How do you go to sleep at night when, before you go to sleep, okay, this is what you do. Before you go to sleep, you have some pictures on a bureau right by so you can see from your bed. Have one of a veteran that went to war for you, whether you want to call it war or not, don't care, went there for you so that you could have the right to do what you do. They went there whole and they came back non-whole. You know what I mean by that, folks? Meaning that they came back without a limb or two, or maybe all 4 limbs, or maybe brain damage to where they can barely function anymore. They did that for you, and me, and Eric. So look at that picture before you go to bed. Then look at the picture of the kids in this town, or the state, even in this town probably. Look at kids that are hungry, that don't have anything unless somebody gives them a shirt or a pair of pants, and their parents and their families don't have anything, and some of them are living in shelters because they have nothing. Look at that picture too. All right, look at them too, and then look at the picture of the Syrian refugee you want to bring in here, who's going to get all kinds of stuff from the government. And then look at them 2 pictures again, who are getting basically nothing from the government. And you have the nerve to call me bad? Come on. All right, I had to get that off my chest.
Why isn't, yeah, they've got a lot of programs for vets. They've got the USO, they've got Wounded Warrior Project, Veterans, all these different things. I get bombarded with them all the time. I'll tell you what, let everybody locally send me the $19 a month, and I guarantee you, out of that $19, you know how much is going to go to the vets? $19. I'm not going to take a dime. Now, you send money to Wounded Warriors Project, not $19 a month gets spent on Wounded Warriors. They've got to pay for their advertisement. They got to pay their CEO millions. All this stuff doesn't get to it. They don't tell you that I think 8% or something like 12%, that the money that you're sending to these organizations, and Wounded Warriors specifically, because I did used to send to Wounded Warriors. I don't anymore. I will send to USO or these other, and you get bombarded every month. And what stinks is you've got these homeless veterans that take into your own home. I would take them into my home if I could. I don't know any wounded or any homeless veteran. I just don't know them. But there is no way that I want any other refugees, and I agree with everybody. All the politicians right now is close our borders and do it like we used to do it. You like you said, you want to come into this country, you have a sponsor. You follow them, you do everything. But I've said before, there are two groups of people that you take care of in the United States first: the vets and the elderly.
And the homeless, and the children.
The vets, homeless, those of the elderly and the vets.
Good evening, you're on lot.
Good evening.
Who is this?
You guys know me, and I know you, and haven't been around for a while because I was stupid enough to break my hip. but anyway, I just want to tell you...
Are you walking straight yet?
That's none of your business, sir.
I know where you live.
I do have a suggestion to improve the quality of the Lot show tonight. You guys are okay, but the only person who made a really good comment happens to be Mary Jane. So you should have her sitting next to you.
Yeah.
We have invited her.
Yeah, well...
That ain't going to happen, Doc. Trust me. It ain't going to happen.
Well. Anyway, keep up the good work if you can.
How much longer before you come back to coffee? Oh, he hung up. You got to get back to the coffee because these guys at coffee are butchering the crossword puzzle. All righty. It's good to hear his voice.
He is. I mean, I was lucky, and I've seen David, worked with him. He's doing very well. I'm just sick and tired, like you are, of being called. You could be called a lot of things, racist or anything like. Yeah, that word is so overused right now. Yeah. It's sickening, and everybody. If these refugees leave, why aren't they going to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, all the surrounding countries that could take them? But no, they're bombarding Europe, and the president wants to bring, and I use that term lightly, wants to bring them into our country, and he's calling us bad. He's calling us names because we want to vet them first. Well, look what happened in Paris. It was one person who came in. It took just one person. Obviously, they didn't vet them, and now a lot of the countries are having second guessing on what's going on. This is their way of infiltrating the world.
Yeah. You've seen on the news lately, last couple of days, where they've stopped. I think it's like 8 terrorists trying to come into the country through other countries with fake
IDs. Yes,
3 of them took their IDs from somebody, and they pasted their own picture on.
That's how they.
Where's that sign?
Stupid. As soon as we can feed all the hungry in this country, then maybe I will. Then maybe I'll have a different answer. But and I was listening. I go back and forth from different shows, and Savage was saying today in 1924 to 1965, when I didn't know that we didn't take any, our borders were technically closed. I didn't even know that, and I'm not even sure that actually is true. However, that maybe people just came over without being sponsored, because I know people did come in.
Yeah,
but the point is, it was done, and we have deported people before, and from what I read in the paper, that a lot of Mexican families are going back to Mexico now to even start families or to be more with families. And do I know that's true? I don't know that's true. I don't know. I don't believe everything I read in the paper. Just because it says if it's black, I'm going to believe it's black. It could be white. Who knows anymore? You know. And I meant in like, you know, that's black and that's white, not people or anything like that. But I want to take care of the United States. I want to take care of the homeless and the hungry and the people who need our help. Once I know that Americans are doing okay, I may have a better attitude about bringing other people into this country. But we just can't do it anymore. This world is not safe.
We have to take what money we have in this country and make our country whole with who we have here now. Not the people that came here yesterday, or, you know, already people have forgotten about the little episode Obama went through down on the Mexican border when all the kids were coming in from other South American countries. They poured in here. Where are those kids now? How much money is it costing us to keep them kids here?
Right.
Lots of money. And yet our own people that have been here, that have fought and died for this country, and the ones that have come back, nothing's being done to help them.
No. And
so how do you justify that? Another situation. How do you justify bringing in Syrian refugees, bringing them in here, leading them right up to citizenship, giving them all this money, giving them money to some place to live, that whole 9 yards, when you have how many aliens living in this country now that are waiting to become citizens?
Right.
They've been waiting and working at it for 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Right.
And they're waiting. So you're going to take those folks that are here, you're going to take these new folks for whatever reason and stick them here.
Right.
So these people go to the back of the line again?
And the people that you're talking about that have been waiting, they've already assimilated to become Americans. The people who he wants to bring in, they don't even want to become Americans.
No, lately that's the trend. You come here, you bring your country you're running away from, you bring it here and you start it up again. You know, people talk about back in the days of Ellis Island and we brought, not illegal aliens, we brought aliens. I hate using that word aliens. There's got to be a better word. But we're bringing people. Immigrants, thank you. They were bringing immigrants.
See, if she would just come and sit here.
Oh, this is kind of cool, though.
It's cool, I know, because she's.
They were bringing immigrants.
We can always rely on her.
They were bringing immigrants in this country, and this is what my grandfather told me, and my grandfather never lied. Is they needed immigrants. They needed the skills that immigrants were bringing into the country. Skills that they were bringing into the country. Bricklayers, road builders, steel workers. All that stuff. They needed them here because we were so new as a country that we needed them here to build our country up.
Right.
Now they're bringing them in here so we can just give them stuff.
I know.
And I know some of them are hard workers. They come here, they're hard workers. But the fact is, no matter how you look at it, when they come here and they take jobs, whether Americans want them or not, they're still taking jobs. So that means our people that were born here, generation after generation, are getting shafted.
Well, this is why a lot of people who are jobless right now should be forced to go back. And these are the jobs we have. Pick one because you need to work. And if they say no, well, then I'm sorry. You cannot complain about if somebody else takes a job and you don't have one.
Which one are we taking first, Mary Jane?
I'll take one.
Right. Good evening, you're on. Okay, good evening, you're on lot. Hello?
Hello, Dennis, Eric.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, listen here. Stop crying.
All right.
They're not immigrants if they're illegal aliens.
True.
All right? And the power of words is exactly that. Stop trying to put lipstick on a pig. They're aliens.
I can't hear
and
you.
Can you hear me? It's like
Eric's
putting lipstick on a pig.
It's
like putting lipstick on a pig. Let me say it one more time. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Because I've heard that
They're
before.
They're illegal aliens.
There you
What part of illegal don't people understand? Illegal is illegal. Now, all of us are property owners on this phone call right now.
Yes.
If I didn't pay my income tax, and let's say I have 20 kids in my family, and the IRS puts a padlock on my properties, what about the kids?
Oh, they don't seem to worry about it then.
Thank you. So we don't need to worry about the kids of illegal aliens.
Okay,
Because
what
your
about when they call
government
them?
that
They're
you
not supposed
pay
to call them
taxes
illegal. We're supposed to call them undocumented.
No. That's the politically correct way. That's why Donald Trump has traction. They're illegal aliens. Let's call them what they are. They're not undocumented workers.
Right.
If you're here illegally, you can't get documents. And it's a farce because if you got a fake Social Security number
I'm on
and a
his
fake
side.
work
I agree with
visa,
him.
the government is taking tax money from you because of your fake documents that is never going to get recouped by anybody because you don't exist. So that's the fallacy of the system. Even if you come here illegally, even if you get illegal papers and illegal Social Security numbers and those deductions are going away, no one's there to reap those benefits because you really don't exist.
Right.
That's why we got to nip it in the bud now. You got to do it now.
I
Stop
agree.
pulling at the heartstrings. Stop saying,
Yep.
like someone said today, that the poem on the Statue of Liberty is not an amendment to the Constitution.
Right.
That's the bottom line. And when it's hard times, you got to make hard decisions. Listen, this is where the churches and the benevolent associations need to step up. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're living tax-free, but they've allowed the government to take over those responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it. I go to the VFW, and we're not taking care of the veterans. We just want cheap beer. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I go to the Columbus Club, and it's not about Italians. It's about keeping the bar open. Are we taking care of the Italians in our community? You understand what I'm saying? It's the Catholic Church. I've been to Rome. They got billions of dollars worth of golden artifacts, yet the kids from St. Joe's and what used to be St. Mary's, they're closed down now, and St. Bernard's are selling candy bars in front of Stop and Shop. I just don't get it. The sense of responsibility isn't there, and so we need to call a spade a spade. If there's one group of people who have assimilated and earned their American citizenship without question, it's the Filipino Americans.
Yeah.
Because when in World War II, when the Japanese invaded the Philippines in droves, they joined the U.S. military
That's right.
to fight the aggressor.
They fought back. They didn't all get up and leave their country.
From,
It's true.
what
That's
are
true.
the people from? Not what country they're coming from here?
Syria.
Yeah, listen here. As soon as they get off the boat, send them to boot camp and send them back to fight for their country, unless they want to become Americans. Well, if you want to be an American, guess what?
Koala,
Mandatory
hold on, we'll
service,
get to
buddy.
you.
All right, I'm going to hang up and let you guys keep talking.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Yep.
I always have a good call with you. Good evening, you're on LOT.
Good evening. You guys, with your discussions today, you've given me some great ideas on the Syrian thing.
All right, let me hear them.
I think if 1,000 families from each state was to take a Syrian family, refugee family, and just take them to Thanksgiving dinner, that'd be 50,000 Syrian families. Once they see how good they eat and everything, they'll forget about trying to destroy our country. And I think that would be a great idea. I'd like to know what you guys think about that.
Well, I think for some of them that probably might work, but there's some that they're indoctrinated so deeply that they only have one mission, and that's to kill the infidels. I mean, you look at what happened in Paris, and you look at the woman that blew herself up. At one point before she got there, she was like some rocking and rolling young lady that was having fun. Then something happened to her where she stood there with an explosive vest on, and when the police got close enough, she blew herself up. Now, what kind of mindset does a person have that is going to, will blow themselves up to kill people.
That's a lady that did not have a Thanksgiving dinner. She didn't have turkey and stuffing and stuff like that.
That's the lady that
If she
didn't
had
have
had
a
turkey and
Thanksgiving
stuffing, she might not have done that. You know what I'm saying?
It's what's strange is I have a client, and I don't usually say a lot of getting involved with religion or anything like that, but I knew that this person is Muslim, and she was looking at TV, and I was waiting for her husband, and all of a sudden she blurts out, "These people are crazy," and she opened up the door, and this just opened up my eyes even more, because I know that there are good people everywhere. It doesn't matter what your religion is. There are good Muslims, good Jews, good Christians, good atheists, whatever you want. But it's amazing how, coming out of her mouth, how she is saying these people are crazy, and we're supposed to just sit down and do whatever Obama wants us to do and let these people in.
The leaders of the Muslim community throughout the whole country need to make their presence known, need to come out and condemn what's happening. But it's not, that is not happening.
Well, no. And this is not just the leaders of the Muslim community. You're talking about leaders of a lot of different.
Yeah, but
and they're not doing that. They're antagonizing purposely.
There was do you have anything else, Carla? I don't want to eat up your time.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
You guys
Thank
have
you.
a good show tonight.
Sean Hannity.
I just wanted to throw that turkey stuff out there before Thanksgiving.
We have
and,
less than a minute.
Wish you guys a good Thanksgiving, and the thing. Just last word on the Syrian thing. I don't mean to make light of it, but the thing is that this is a complex issue. My personal opinion is they should not be allowed in at this time. The security of our own people are more important than anything else, and we need to really evaluate that. But I'm going to let you guys go, and you guys have a good show tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. Now, just before we go,
I want to say something real quick too.
What to do this?
Go ahead.
What to do this weekend? Tomorrow, Oswegatchie is having their arts and crafts fair. Show up for that if you're looking for gifts. Sunday, St. Joe's Church School is going to have it, and then Ocean Beach is having a food and craft show to raise money for the food drive or something like that.
Okay. Now, when you're thinking about illegal aliens, or whatever you want to call them, coming into the country, think about this. This was a headline in today's paper. Groton Human Services distributes nearly 500 food baskets for Thanksgiving. I was in that situation once when I was a kid living in New London. The only Thanksgiving or Christmas we had came from the Salvation Army. So while you want to give money and stuff to people from other countries right now, we have our own problems right here that need attending to.
Join us on Tuesday and we'll continue this. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.